Today I want to talk about setting goals. Um, Bear with me as I'm learning the YouTube on my phone. Sometimes I've found out when I watch the videos on TV that my finger covers the mic every once in a while and you can't hear me, or my finger gets in the way of the phone and you can't see me. And I'm learning. This is all a process. Once you stop learning, you stop living. That's my whole motto in life. So, um, today I want to talk about setting goals. Some of the ways it is helping me, and some of the ways that it has hurt me. Um, One of the things that I struggle with is setting goals, and the reason is because of the negativity that can be associated with it if I don't reach those goals. I am the meanest person when it comes to myself that walk the planet. If I set a particular goal and I don't reach it, instantly my brain goes right to name calling, criticism. I mean, I'm not very nice to myself. And that's one of the things that I'm working on in this process is learning to love myself. Because ultimately, if something happens and I'm the only one left in the world, I'm still stuck with me. So if nobody else loves me, I must first love me. Um, so I've revised how I do my goals. And I thought, well, if it's helping me, maybe it might be able to help somebody else. So I'm sharing it. One of the things that I stopped doing as far as setting goals, now back up a little bit. Remember a while back when I said I quote unquote I fired my scales. I was an example of a temper tantrum for a goal. I wanted to lose X number of pounds at X number of days or X number of weeks, and it was slower than what my brain thought I should want to lose weight. And I was only measuring my success and my by the number on the scales, and it wasn't moving as fast as I thought I wanted it to. So I got angry, which happens when you're a little type A like myself. Oh, excuse my eyeball here. There we go. Anyway, um, so instead of giving up on the plan, instead of saying this isn't working, because I knew darn good and well it was, because the depression was gone, anxiety was gone, brain is so much clearer than it's ever been. I mean, I've never been very. I mean, I've never been in the running to be a rocket scientist or anything, but um, I wasn't feeling like a zombie anymore for the first time in a very long time. Food cravings were gone. All these markers that says, "Hey, this is the way your body wants you to eat," were there. The only thing I was looking at was the number on the scales. So I had to have a sit down with myself, and I'm like, okay, Condi, let's look at life. Let's look at reality. Let's look at how you're setting your goals. And let's look at the difference between target and goal. As I alluded to in another video, JR had got me started going to the gun range and shooting. I went from a guns are evil to now I've got a couple of my own that I absolutely love taking them out to the range. And one of my goals is to one day wear my gun belt again. I haven't for years. So, anyway, so I thought I'd start thinking, okay, what's the difference between a goal and a target? Well, that target was the piece of paper or the metal plate, whatever I was in the mood to shoot that day, out in front of me. That was my target. And every time I pointed that gun at it, I didn't hit it in the best spot that I wanted to hit it, because if I hit it everywhere or exactly where I wanted to, every time it'd be the bullseye every single time. It doesn't work that way. I didn't get angry. I didn't put the gun down. I didn't say, fine, I can't do this. That's silly. I just kept getting closer and closer and closer to the target. And I had one that I hit dead center. I cut that puppy out. I hung it on my office wall for a long time because that was wonderful. Now, I didn't quit shooting. Now, the next time I shot, I didn't hit that target. Not the bullseye. I hit the target. Now, we're talking about a piece of paper. I'm not that bad. But the bullseye, the center best point. I didn't hit it after that regularly. So, what I started doing then is made my goal what I would work on. It was what I worked on. You can say my goal is to go out to the gun range 2 or 3 times a week. If that's the target you want to hit, then your goal has to be, what are you going to do to hit that target? Well, with my weight loss journey for all my 53 years, I set my goal as, I confuse my target and my goal. To say my target is, I want to lose, I'd like to lose 3 pounds a week. Question is that a realistic target? I'm 53 years old. I've had out of control insulin issues, not diabetes, insulin resistance. Some doctors would call them the same, some talk a little different. The difference in my mind is my blood sugars never went, my blood sugars were constantly controlled. So when doing a blood sugar test with the glucometer, it always read easily in the normal range, upper 80s, lower 90s. But the problem with me was, takes a lot of insulin to keep them there. So insulin, as we know, is a fat storage hormone. That's what cleans the glucose out of your blood and puts them away. It's the housekeeper. It'll either put the insulin in your blood cells or in your cells as fuel or food, or in your fat cells as storage. It took a lot of insulin because my cells were full. They weren't hungry. I ate all the time. I wanted to eat all the time. So insulin was driving a lot of glucose into my fat cells, making me over 300 pounds. At one point in my life, almost 400 pounds. So insulin resistance, metabolic syndrome, look it up. You'd be amazed at how many people suffer. Anyway, so I digress. When your insulin is out of whack and has been out of whack for a long time, your weight loss is going to come off slower than someone who is new to the game. Someone who is in their 20s, who hasn't had the insulin issues as long as you have. It's going to come off slower. The first week, I lost an exorbitant amount of weight because I lost a lot of fluid. So the numbers on the scales were down a lot. After that, it slowed way down. Now, pant sizes went down. I lost two pant sizes, 2 jean sizes in the few months, but the number on the scales it's slower, but everything else is feeling great. So my target is, I set them at 10-pound increments, and I hit one the other day. I had lost 30 pounds. Now it's taken me 5 months to do that, but I've lost 30 pounds. I hit that target. I'm proud of that target I hit. Now I've set another target, another 10 pounds. Now my goals are towards my behavior, not the results. So I set a goal of today, I'm going to not be tempted. Today, I'm going to not give in to temptation. Today, I'm going to, whatever your goal might be, whatever it is you're having a problem with. Right now, I'm doing fine. So, my goal today would be, let's see how long I can go without eating that first meal. Tweaking the intermittent fasting a little bit. You know, right now, it's 8:45 in the morning. I haven't had anything except for black coffee. My goal is try to go until 11 o'clock without giving in to thinking I have to have 3 meals a day. Yeah. That would be a goal. And the purpose of that goal is to reach the target, hit that target. You can control your behavior. You can power your behavior. You cannot strong arm the results. And I hear people saying, "Oh, but the results are because of your behavior." Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. But if you set the 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 goal, your target as I want to lose 10 pounds in 3 weeks, things happen. You might have a little bit of swelling, you might have a little bit of something. Your body might decide, this is the time we're going to kind of chill back and do some other reconforming stuff. It's not a plateau when it only lasts 2 or 3 weeks. Nurse Cindy in her video talked about plateauing for months. And if your goal is the number on the scales and a time frame for that, then that creates a lot of frustration, stress, anxiety, disappointment, anger. It creates a lot of negativity, guilt. I am done with guilt. No more guilt. My Bible says there is no condemnation to those who love Christ. Why in the world would I add to myself what Jesus says I don't have to? That's the Bible lesson for today. Y'all know you're going to get one because I love my Jesus and I'm not ashamed of that. But anyway, why would I add condemnation to something I really can't control? I can control my behavior. I can control when I put food in my mouth. I can control what food I put in my mouth. So if I set that goal at the gun range of constantly holding my hand steady, of lining up my sights exactly the way they're supposed to be lined up, if I set that goal of working on my stance, working on my grip, then the target comes naturally. Instead of setting that target as my goal, I'm gonna hit that bullseye. I'm gonna hit that bullseye. I'm gonna hit that bullseye in 3 weeks. And then you don't. You're like, well, I suck at this. It doesn't work. My gun's flawed. Ammunition must be wrong. Instead, I work on my stance, my grip, my trigger pull, my sight line up. I work on even how my wrist reacts. All those things play into whether that bullet, even the wind that day, and how far away I'm standing, you know, will affect whether that bullet hits that bullseye. So, with all of those things as a variable, why get angry if you're a little off of your bullseye? Instead, make your goals what you eat, what you, how you feel could be a result of how you do. Set your goal. What is it that you're having a hard time with? With me, I'm having a very hard time getting the fasting in. And I know that is such a good part of this ketogenic diet. I know it is. But I'm having a hard time breaking that habit of thinking I have to eat 3 meals a day. You know, I've made my food choices pretty darn close to as good as I'd want them to be. I mean, I eat a high fat, low carb diet, but if you're constantly taking in the food, then your body doesn't need to burn what's on your hips to survive. It's you're feeding it. It doesn't need to burn any extra. So I'm working on that. You know, there's a lot of benefits. Dr. Jason Fung talks about the benefits of fasting. Dr. Eric Berg talks about the benefits of fasting. Um, so there's so many good good professionals giving the science behind fasting. So my goal today is, instead of eating at 9 o'clock, which I usually do, which was improvement because I would get up, between 6 and 7, and have my first meal by 7:30 or 8. And then I pushed it up to where now my first meal is at around 9ish or so. So starting today, my goal is to push it back a little further and not have my first meal until 11. I'm not hungry. My tummy's not growling. I'm not weak. I feel energized. I feel great. I feel alive. I mean, I've got my coffee. I got my coffee right here. Yeah. Haha. So my desire to eat right now is pure habit. So we're gonna work on that. That's my goal. And different ways to measure that goal. You know, your results from that goal. How are you feeling? Did you get weak? Did you get shaky? Did you get, if not, then that was successful. If so, eat sooner. Easy. It doesn't have to be difficult. I do have a target. And another reason I was thinking about this video is I want to have 100 pounds off by, and this goes contrary to what I was saying, but I'm going to explain things. I want to have 100 pounds off by December of 2019. That's a target. That's not a goal. Okay. Now, my goals are to get this intermittent fasting down pat, to really keep my carbs out and low, keep my good fats up, keep the crappy fats out, um, and keep my protein moderate. I plan on starting to do a few more little exercises and to get some more strength and to get a little more flexibility. And here's my reason for that goal. In December 2019, my oldest gets her bachelor's degree in Ohio. And she's been working her butt off. She works a full-time job. She's going to school full-time. And I don't want to be the person that has to have the preferred seating because my butt's too wide to sit in a stadium seat. I don't want to have to be the one that has to have special seating on the floor because I'm too fat to climb the bleachers to get to a seat. I don't want to be the stone around the group's neck having to make special allowances for me because of my weight. So the difference between a goal and a target, if it was a goal and let's say I lost 85 pounds, then I would feel like a failure, even though 85 pounds isn't. Even if all those things that I said, the reason for it, I was able to climb the stairs, I was able to sit in the bleachers, I was able to, strap on a seatbelt. An airplane, if I fly, I think I'm going to drive, but I don't know. We haven't decided yet. I haven't decided yet. JR has decided. I haven't decided yet. I might fly. I might drive. Depends on a whole lot of different things. But anyway, if I fly and am able to sit comfortably in an airline seat, which I can't do right now, if I could strap on a regular seatbelt without asking the stewardess for a extension belt, then my goals were met. Even if I only lost 85 pounds between now and then. But if I set the number on the scales and the time frame as a goal, then it would not have been met. And I would have been upset myself. I know me. I know me. You know, my goal right now is my goals are set on a daily basis. They're set based on learning new behavioral habits. They're set on my goals are within my control. The results of those goals are my targets. And sometimes you're going to hit that target. And sometimes you're going to come close to that target. And sometimes you're going to get your stance all wrong and you're totally going to miss the paper. But that just means you need to shore up your goals a little bit, your behaviors, what you're doing. Look at them. Like, oh crap. I didn't even hit the paper. I didn't even hit the plate. Let's look at what I was doing. JR videoed my shooting one time. And by looking at that, oh, yeah, I see what you're talking about when you talk about that wrist. You know, as I shot, my wrist was flinging. I wasn't holding I didn't have a good grip. And the gun was kicking. So as the gun would recoil, it would mess up the target or the landing of the bullet. So then I knew I need to work on that grip a little bit. I need to make sure that gun is planted in my hand correctly. I need to work on my trigger pull. I need to work on even how my shoulders are positioned to lean into that gun a little bit. There are so many different things that play into hitting the target. If you set that target as your goal and miss everything else, you're going to be frustrated. You're going to be angry. You're going to feel like this isn't working. This is no good. I can't do it. It's not for me. But when you get your stance right, you set your goal as to this is how I'm going to do it and this is my behavior and today I'm going to work on this habit and that's my goal and your goal should be set for daily, not future. Those aren't goals, those are targets. Your goals are what are you doing right now? What are you doing today? What are you doing this minute? That is your goal. When the football team runs down the field, their target is that goalpost. But how do they get to that goalpost? They set every day practice, practice. And their goal may be I'm just going to survive practice. They work on things on a daily basis. Their target is that touchdown. Their target is the state championship. That's their target. That's what they are aiming for. But their goals are set daily. And to me, that's the difference. Other people may view it differently. They may have a different concept of goals and targets, and to them, it may be the same. But I know for me, when I try to set my targets as goals, I end up very frustrated. I end up very angry at myself because I don't give myself much leeway. But if I just remember that number on the scale is a target, and maybe I might reach it in a couple weeks, maybe I might reach it in a couple months. It doesn't matter. My goals are what I'm doing every single day. My goals are what I set for myself on a daily basis, and their intention is to help me hit that target. And as long as I meet my daily goals, then that target will get hit. Who knows how long it's going to take? There are so many different variables that control that you can't control. You know, think about it like this. If everyone can control their their body to be exactly what they want it to be, almost every woman would be a size 3 or 4, and every man would be 6'2". It doesn't happen that way. We are all individuals. We are all human. We all have different metabolic rates. We all have different body chemistry. We all have our hormones, all are a little bit different. Insulin in my body reacts it does exactly the same thing, but at a different degree than what it does in someone else. I have insulin sensitive or insulin resistance, where someone else might have insulin sensitivity. Um, you can't say, I'm going to lose 2 pounds a week and get angry if you don't. You can say, I'm going to reduce the amount of junk I eat. You can say, maybe I'm eating 3 meals out of habit when really my body only wants 2. You can say, today I'm going to learn a little bit more about what my body wants and doesn't want. I'm going to pay a little more attention. I'm going to watch another video. I'm going to I'm going to Google a little bit more about this. I'm going to learn a little bit more. I'm going to learn about fat soluble vitamins. Today, my goal is I'm going to go out and get some sunshine. Today, my goal is, and then you praise yourself for it. You met your goal. You did it. And you just realized you gave yourself love, not condemnation. You gave yourself praise, not ridicule. And then it falls together. It really will. Alrighty, I'm going to sign off and start working on my daily goals. Have a good day. Love you. Don't forget, please subscribe. I do these videos to motivate myself. A lot of the things that I say when I mention you and us, I'm actually looking at my picture on this camera, and I'm talking to myself as much as I am anybody else. And if my self motivational talks help you, then subscribe, please. If you think it'll help somebody else feel like they're not alone, because I'm not the skinny girl who doesn't know. I am actually on the journey right now. So feel free to share, subscribe, hit the like, um, share if you think I said share about 4 times. Okay, very good, very good. That's why I'm not a public speaker, right? Um, and we could go on this together because it can feel like such a lonely journey, especially doing the keto diet that is not that quote unquote bucking the system. It's not your low fat diet, it is a high fat diet. You know, you're not eating any whole grains, you're eating no grains, no fruit except for a few berries once in a while if you just must. Um, and it goes against conventional wisdom, and you feel like you're alone. So if you know someone or if yourself or something, go ahead and subscribe and hit like, and we can do this together and not feel so alone. So anyway, I'm gonna sign off here and start on my goals, which I got a couple of housekeeping goals I need to get done. So I love you. Share and subscribe, hit like, whatever works on YouTube, whatever you like to do. I love you. Have a good day, and I will talk to you later.